Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to ClausenWorld. I am in the car, not in the garden. I was informed of a free flower giveaway, and so I am waiting patiently in the car, socially distancing, as I await my delivery from the serviceman who's going to bring my flowers to the car. Now, I do believe we're going to be getting about either 6 to 9 2 to 3 inch potted, more than likely annual flowers, and a couple of bags of wood chip. I see a worker walking by, but they weren't for me. Sorry. So yes, I'm excited. I wanted to show you guys this because this is sometimes a part of a gardener's life when you are trying to acquire plants. Sometimes you get free plants and seeds, and I wanted to mention this because I have a new subscriber. She knows who she is, and she's very, very new to gardening, and many people are right now very new to gardening. They don't know anything about gardening, nothing about soil amendments, plants, seeds, absolutely nothing. And so she mentioned that she was brand spanking new. She had just lost her job. She had time on her hands, and due to family history with gardens, she just knew that she could do it. So I wanted to share with you all that there are opportunities out there for you to get free seeds and free flowers. You have to look in your community. I'm not big on social media, but I do know that there are plenty of opportunities. I got notified on Facebook that there was a free seed exchange, and this happened to come to me in my email box about the free flower giveaway. So look in your local area for opportunities to be able to get some free stuff. There are a lot of businesses right now that are going under because they don't have business, and some of them are throwing things away. Some of them are marking things down really, really low, like 70% off, 90% off. And if you can find things like that, and you have the money to buy some of those things, I say get those flowers. And if some of those flowers look like they have dead and you have any type of skill to bring them back, there are plenty of things. You've seen my clematis. I brought that back from the dead. It was on its way into the garbage can when I saved those two plants, and I'm so excited that I did. And if you have not seen my clematis, take a look at my previous videos, because look at my trailer. My clematis is gorgeous. So I wanted to show this or share this with you guys, and I will show you what I get when I get back to the house. So again, good morning, welcome to ClausenWorld, and I'll see you in the garden. Alright everybody, I have made it back to the house, and I want to show you my free flower giveaway haul. I was able to get, and I don't usually use Miracle Grow, but it was free, so I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. I believe this is a 1 cubic foot. No, nope, right there. 50. Is that 50? I don't have my reading glasses on. Took them off. Yeah, that's a pretty big bag of soil. So I got a bag of soil. I got a bag of wood chip mulch, cypress blend. I also received a Ziploc bag full of grass seed for the areas where the dog has been treading and making trails. I want to reseed that. I got free gloves and a visor. And I also got a tray of plants, and I'll go through these. I think I know what they all are, except for this one. My mind is drawing a blank. I really can't remember, and I know I got this before last year, but right now, my mind is like not remembering what this particular plant is. But if it comes to me, I'll let you guys know, or if you know, chime in and tell me. I think this is in the foxglove family, but let me know. Again, just like totally drawing a blank, but I think this is in the foxglove family. I think this is foxglove. I have 3 of those, and this one I'm very familiar with. This is a zinnia, and it looks like I have also 3 of these. This is, I was gonna say verbena, but that's not verbena. Oh, I just had this on the tip of my tongue. Lantana? I think that's what that is. I think that's lantana. I have to Google it. I know this is definitely a perennial. This will spread like wildflower and come back. So I have 3 of these. Yeah, I think that's lantana, if I'm not mistaken. This is moss rose. This one I know for sure. One of my grandmothers used to have this. She used to have a tire that was turned into a planter in her front yard. And she had a couple of them, and she had moss rose. I do have a little bit of moss rose in my garden. I try to keep moss rose as a remembrance to my grandma. So I'm so excited to get a few more, because this will also reseed. This is a perennial, so look for this to reseed. And you can tell when they die back like that. If you pull it, they're little bitty tiny black seeds. I'm gonna have to put my reading glasses on so I can see up close, but I do believe there are a couple of them that have some seeds. But moss rose will reseed, and I love this little bitty plant. I have 3 of these. Let me put that back in there, hopefully not breaking anything. And this one, I know I'm definitely drawing a blank on this one. I'm not quite sure what that is. I don't know. This one is a mystery to me. I'm not sure what that is. And last but definitely not least, these beautiful white begonias. And I just learned here recently that you can propagate a begonia. So I am interested in learning propagation. You know, I've been playing with propagation a little bit. So I'm going to try to propagate this begonia. You can overwinter these, and my goal is to keep this alive long enough to not only propagate but to overwinter. And I'm so excited that I got white ones. You know, I have a section by my living room window where the vast majority of those flowers are white, and just having a beautiful fresh white begonia just is amazing to me. It's so beautiful. So I have an entire tray, and again 3 of those, and I have an entire tray of flowers, free flowers. So this is my free haul today, and I'm so excited. I was not expecting to get soil. I was expecting to get wood chip. I was not expecting to get grass seed. I was expecting to get a little free gift. They normally give you gloves, so I always take gloves. You can never have enough gloves in the garden. As I saw last night on a brand new YouTuber channel, she mentioned that she didn't have gloves, and that the pair that she had that were brand new that she got from the dollar store, she didn't want to dirty up. Well, you know, if you're gonna garden, you're gonna have dirty gloves. So I wanted to let everybody know, if you can get them from the dollar store and they're $1, or if you can get them for free, don't worry about dirtying them up. Dirty them up. That's what they're there for, to save your hands. Because you don't want fungus to grow up under your nails, because that does happen to some gardeners. That's real life. That's part of one of the reasons why I use gloves. I try to limit what gets up under my nails, and during this time of the season, I keep my nails short. Normally my nails are relatively long. They're painted, all kinds of designs. I do it all myself. But during this time of the season, yeah, no, I'm too busy digging in the ground with my flowers and soil, turning compost. So yeah, get your gloves. And I'm sure they got these probably from dollar store, $5 store. I don't know. It says here $5, but this is probably from the $5. I can't think of the name of the store, but you know the ones. And so I got a visor and some gloves. So I'm excited. So it's about 80 degrees right now. I'm not going to get excited about putting anything in the ground or in pots. So I'm going to just wait until this afternoon because I also need to cut the grass. So I'll see you guys later when I start putting this stuff in the ground. Happy gardening. I am back in the garden and I'm ready to plant up some of the flowers that I got today. As you can see, this pot, I've had to add a few things in it because of the constant squirrel digging. There are bulbs in my pots, but I don't know if the squirrels have eaten the bulbs or have destroyed the bulbs to where they have not come up, but they should have been up by now. I'm really disappointed because I really love all the flowers and plants that I have picked for this spring and summer season, and for something not to come up due to disturbance. It's different when I mess it up, but when I have constant disruption from a pest in the garden, that really bothers me, because it's an investment in your garden to have flowers and food. And when you have a lot of wildlife in the area that you can do nothing about, and for a certain degree, it can be disheartening. I don't have I have the ability, but I can't use some methods of getting rid of the wildlife. So I just have to keep putting down deterrent stuff to keep them away, and it's a constant battle. I can't relocate them. I can't send them home to glory. That's frowned upon. So, all right. So what I've done is and I didn't see any bulbs just from disturbing the soil like I did. I'm just putting some plant tone in or on the soil a little bit inside the dirt. And this is that beautiful white begonia that I got earlier. I did put a little bit of water on them, and then I went along my merry way for the day. But apparently that water was not enough because this soil is still pretty dry. So I'm just going to pop it in like that. Now this begonia should increase in size. So I am just going to pack that soil around it, and then, trying not to disturb these beautiful leaves at the bottom, I'm going to push down and try to get it to make contact with the soil, like so. There we go. There we go. And then just push the soil just around to where the soil level is for the pot, not covering it up all the way, but just enough to cover the edge of that soil line that you just put into the pot. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some wood chip, and I'm going to edge the top of this so that the moisture can stay in it a little bit more, because this pot is not on the drip irrigation. This pot is on the front of the house, and I need it to retain as much moisture as possible. So let me get a little bit of wood chip and then put this pot back, and then this is done, and I have plenty more pots to go. I'll be right back. I decided to show you this on camera. This is some guttering cover that I found in the store. One day I was walking through, just checking the cheapo bins, the dollar bins, the stuff that's on sale, and I found a roll of it. Someone had maybe not misplaced it, maybe they probably purposefully decided they didn't want it and they just left it. You know how that happens. You're walking in a store and you decide, oh, I don't want that, and you just put it down anywhere. Some people, not all, but I decided to put some of that down to deter the squirrels. So I'm going to place that in there with a little fabric clip or stake, You can find those in Lowe's. I think you can find them in Home Depot. You can find those in Walmart. And these are just little stakes that you use to tack down any garden fabric or whatever you need to tack down. I'm also going to put my forks back on the corners here, and I do have wood chip in the little bucket over here. Let me get this glove, because this glove is a thicker material, and sometimes a wood chip can poke you in the hand, and I don't want to get a wood chip splinter. So it's varying sizes of wood chip. It's not all the same. And then I'm just going to put the wood chip on the top of this, and hopefully this will deter the squirrels, because not only can they not get under, hopefully they're not stupid, but hopefully they can't get under the little mesh that I put there. But once they're digging around in the wood chip, maybe it'll be too much trouble for them and they'll just move on. So I'm just putting a little bit of wood chip on here like so, and just to make sure that I'm not being disturbed, my plant is not being disturbed. I'm also going to put that, let me move the pot. I'm going to put some of the Repels All. I talked to you guys about this in a previous video. So I'm just going to sprinkle, let's see, put this back in the shot so you guys can see it. I'm just going to sprinkle some Repels All around the plant like so. And not only does this have a scent that is supposed to be disruptive to the squirrels, but it's supposed to also taste nasty, so that keeps them out of it when they get it in their mouth. So I'm going to put this back in the place I've decided for it to live for a while, and move on to the next pot. I moved on to the second pot, and I'm showing you the same process over and over again because I do have some new subscribers. Thank you very much for joining my channel. You could be watching anybody, but you've decided to subscribe and watch me, so I greatly appreciate that. So I am just putting some Plant Tone. Plant Tone is a fertilizer. I will put a description in the description box so that you can look up and see what Plant Tone is, see what's in it. But I'm just sprinkling some Plant Tone. I'm going to be planting another begonia. I had 3 of them. This is the exact same process I just did a moment ago in the last pot. So I just squeeze the bottom to edge it out or ease it out. It's root bound. It's not overly dry, but it's not overly moist either. So I'm going to set it in the pot, and I am going to just kind of push it down and firm it in a little bit, trying not to break the lower leaves on the plant. And again, I am just placing the soil around the base of the soil that's already touching the plant, if that makes sense. I'm not covering up that root ball. I'm just trying to get that soil to touch the soil that's on the plant. And I'm firming that in like so, making sure there are no air pockets. All right. Now I'm going to do the same process I did in the previous plant. I have that weed catching material that I found in the store. I'm just going to lay that on top of the soil like so. Same on the opposite side. I hope you guys can see me. The sun has come back out a little bit, where it's actually setting over on that side. And I only had 1 of these particular plant stakes. They come in many different sizes. I only had 1 of these, so I'm just going to make sure that it's flanking both pieces, and I'm just going to stake it down. And what I mean by flanking both pieces is I want to make sure that it's securing both of these little bitty mesh pieces like so. There we go. And then I'm going to get some wood chip and cover the top. Take my glove off. And again, I'm changing my glove because this green glove is a heavier, thicker weight. It actually says on the bag that it is for mulching and wood chip and things of that nature, because it does have more of a heavier weight to it. That way you're not poking your hands with any wood chip or anything. So I am just taking some wood chip and I'm spreading it on the top of the plant like I did with the last one. Just like so. I am rearranging this small area of the front flower bed. I used to have some crocus, just a couple of crocus in this bed. So I've dug up those bulbs. I'm going to rehouse those and put them somewhere else. But I have this plant right here. I have it also in the back. This has that beautiful crimson blue or bright royal blue flower. And it's all along over there as well. You can't see it. Let me span over there so you guys can see that. But all along over there, I have this plant as well. And it's creeping over to this area, but it's leaning more so towards the grass. And when the lawn worker comes to cut the front lawn, he won't cut it down, but it's in the way. So I don't want this in the way. So I am just moving it back about 12 inches. And I may end up sacrificing some of it because I do have a significant amount of it. And there is some grass in here as well. But we'll see what's left of it. So I wanted to show you how easy this is to take up. And again, I don't know exactly what this is. I know my mom has two different versions of it. Hers has pink flowers, and one of them has a purple leaf, a deep purple leaf that's smooth like this green one, and the other flower, the other plant has a fuzzy green leaf and also a pink flower. So it's really easy. You just dig up a piece of that root and you rehouse it. You just dig a hole. You don't have to do anything special to this plant. You just dig a hole and pop it in, cover it back up, give it some water. It will look a little wilty and sad for a day or two, but you just give it a little bit of water and leave it alone. It'll root itself back down, and you have another section of plant. Now I have at least maybe two more in here. So I'm going to take this right here, and I'm just showing you how easy this is. If you have something in your garden that's growing in an area where you don't want it to be, rehouse it. It's your garden. Do it how you want to do it. And I'm not even doing anything special. I'm not treating this with care. I'm just dumping it in the ground and pushing it in, because this is the most hardiest. It's probably a weed. Actually, I don't believe it is weed, because I've seen the purple version of this in the nursery. And I'm like, oh no, I could get that from my mom for free. I don't need to buy that. And oh, by the way, I have a beautiful green version at the house. So again, all I did was just dig it up. I didn't do anything special to it. Didn't prepare the soil. I just dug it up, a good piece of the root, and moved it. Now I do have one or two more pieces, tiny pieces that's in the grass. I am going to place this one little piece right here. Again, showing you, hopefully you can see it. I just moved the soil and I'm just pressing it in. I'm not doing anything special to it. I'm not treating it with kid gloves. I'm digging a hole and sticking it in there. That's it. And so I removed, and let me span you guys up so you can actually see what I removed out of this spot. Let me move my hand. That right there, that is a huge weed, and it had some flowers on it, but what I realized was it had some sticky sap on it, and the ants were crawling up it. And I thought for a second that it was a dandelion root, but it is not. It is something else. And the flowers were pretty, but it had to go because it was taking up valuable real estate. And so again, I do have other flowers here. That right there I'm going to dig up. I think this is a Sweet William, to be honest with you. So I'm going to just dig him up out of the grass like this, trying to get the root. And I don't want the grass, because to me, grass just doesn't have any place. It's got to go. I can't eat it, so I don't need it. So this is a flower that came out of my garden on the other side. Either the birds brought it over or it found its way somehow by the wind. I might have dropped a seed, so I'm going to plant it right in front of my little sun. I can't think of what that thing is. It catches the sun so that my front porch light, it's a solar box. Duh. Y'all, this late, I'm tired. I had to take a nap today. So, okay, that's all I did with that. And I'm going to leave the rest of those. The yard guy can cut those down. I have no problems with that because they've spread all out into the grass. Literally, they have spread themselves all the way down over there into the grass. And so I'm just going to leave it for the yard man to manage, and I'm going to finish what I'm doing right here. So I hope this is not too wonky for you guys, but I am going to put a few of those plants that I got from the free flower giveaway this morning. I'm going to put them right here. I'm going to place just like that so that you can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to place these just like that. And once I get them in the ground, well, you know what? I'm going to let you guys see me put them in the ground. Hang on one second. I am changing my gloves. I'm getting my plant tone. As a matter of fact, I'm not going to change my gloves. I'm just going to leave them on. I'm going to grab my plant tone. I'm going to take these out of the ground, and I'm going to give them a little bit of plant tone. Just a little bit like that, a little bit like that. That's two fingers full. I just grabbed it like that, and I'm going to just work it into the soil like this. Nothing fancy at all. And then I'm going to take the pot, dump it out. Oh, that was really, really root bound. I'm just going to pinch those roots a little bit, break them up. Dig a hole with my hand and stick it in there like that. Hope you guys can see what I'm doing. I hope you all can hear me. I got a little microphone to help with my audio. I want to thank everybody who commented about that. I do appreciate it. I didn't take it in a negative light. I'm new to videoing. I've been doing it for about two weeks or so. About 2 weeks now, maybe going on 3. And so I didn't have all the equipment, but I have a microphone now, so I hope that it sounds better. I hope you don't hear me breathing really hard, and I hope I'm not sniffing too bad. But I do have a microphone. So this is root bound. Just going to tussle up those roots a little bit. And I'm going to dig a hole with my hand and stick it right there. And I'm just kind of positioning it with my hands so that it looks pleasing to the eye. Now I'm hoping that it's going to live here and live here well, because I know this will grow pretty tall. and this is low lying, so this might be a big mistake putting it here, but I want to put a little color, a little more color over here. So I'm just going to tease these roots a little bit, dig a hole with my hand and plop it in. And again, this could be a big old mistake, but I got these for free, so I can make a mistake with it. I just want to put a little color, that's all. And there's lots of leaf matter, if you're wondering. This is like I leave these things over here. It's like, to me, it's like a forest floor. And if you ever go walking in your forest preserve, or if you have a forest near you, or if you do trail walks, you'll notice that there's lots of layered debris on the ground. That is the way Mother Nature has intended for it to be. And so I leave the leaves, the falling sticks, the dead grass. It is almost 8:45 and I am losing light, but I want to show you what I have been doing, and it seems like it has been taking all day just to get a few of these in the ground, or in pots. But this is what I've done. I put those 2 begonias flanking that mum. I have one there, and this is the plant that I didn't know what it was, and I said that it would reveal itself to me when it was time. So I placed that in this pot with these poor little spring bulbs that are coming to an end, as well as the squirrels have been tearing them up. I also put a begonia in this pot, the same thing, squirrels tearing up my spring bulbs, but they're coming to an end, so hopefully that will bush out a little bit more. Over here, that mystery plant that I was not sure of, and this is what that little purple plant is. Can you guys see that? Thought it was a foxglove, but it is not. I found a little plant tag, so I thought I would place that there so that you guys could see it. But I put that here. I used to have an elephant ear in here, but I think that it didn't survive the winter. But these are some spring bulbs that are coming to an end. I'm going to let them dry out and die out, and when they do, I may put something here on top of them. I may not, we'll see. But I put the 2 free plants in today. That's all I did right there, and I've already shown you all what I did over here. So that's it for me today, because I am losing light. It's almost 9 o'clock and it's time for me to get in the house. But before I go, I want to show you guys my daisy. This is my daisy patch right here. This came from seed that I threw down, and it is growing. It is so pretty, and I just got my very first daisy to open. It just opened up, and as you can see, there are plenty of flower heads on it that are going to be opening soon. So I'm so excited to see that I have, and this is a Shasta daisy, and you can see how big it is. It spans from the concrete over here all the way to right there. So, and then that blue purple is what that is, popping up behind it and alongside of it, in front of it, as well as right here. And you know, I just rehoused a little bit right there. So that's what I'm going to leave you all with today. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you come back and watch many more. I enjoy your comments, so like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank you guys.